Now, some Catholic youths in politics have endorsed the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Asue Ighodalo, as their choice. Leaders of the group say Ighodalo has the capacity to take Edo to greater heights, while pledging their votes for him and his party. They urged Edo voters not to toy with their future, noting that the state cannot afford to go below the standards set by the Godwin Obaseki-led administration.
On behalf of Asue Ighodalo for the governorship of Edo State, that support is not just a vote of confidence in Asue's vision and his leadership. It's also a powerful reminder of the values we hold dear. I spoke about values earlier on. Integrity is something that is very much part of Asue Ighodalo. You know, his word is his bond. He does not joke. He's a ramrod straight kind of guy. He says what he's going to do and does what he has said he will do. He's a man of unwavering principles. He's a leader who understands that the heartbeat of a great state like Edo State lies in a youth. And you are all here, you know yourselves. He believes very strongly in your potential, your energy, and your capacity to drive the growth and development that we all desire as a state.
There's something I just want to say. Supporting the candidate of the PDP is not negotiable. So we believe in this candidacy. And I'm going to drive this home. And I want you to really agree with me that we shall deliver.
Well, tonight I'll be speaking with two governorship candidates from Edo State's three-horse race. I'm joined now by the People's Democratic Party candidate, Asue Ighodalo. Well, later on, I'll speak to Olumide Akpata from the Labour Party. Arise reached out to the APC's Monday Okwebolo, but he was said to have relocated to his hometown. Mr. Ighodalo joins me now live from Benin City. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you again. The last time you were here, you said, Ngozi, keep it here, watch this space. But, endorsements are important in politics, especially as you go into the elections. How confident are you? How does this even boost your confidence as you go into this election come Saturday? And what are you seeing so far in the cause of your campaign?
Thank you very much. And I'm glad to be invited back on the show, particularly today, the last day of the campaign. And we've really worked hard. The PDP has worked hard. The party campaign council has worked very hard. The campaign councils in each of the local governments and wards and our canvassers have worked extremely hard. So kudos to the PDP, effectively and efficiently well-organized organization. So we've been through the 192 wards. We've been through nearly all our units. Obviously, we've been through all the local governments. We've talked to all our people in every strata, whatever it is they do or don't do. And we are supremely confident that in a fair and free environment, we will win these elections hands down. You know, again, a lot of things can be analytical, can be data-driven. We've been running polls since February, after we became the candidate of the party. And it's been, you know, a bit yo-yo for the first 6 weeks. Then we pulled away. And since we pulled away, I think the next party to us is at least 35 or 40 points behind. So it's not rocket science. So we're supremely confident. If anything does go wrong in the affairs of human beings, there will be things that have been orchestrated by human beings that don't mean well for Edo State. So we're confident. And we look forward to our people coming out in their large numbers on Saturday, in the large numbers. Wake up early, go to their polling units, go and accredit, get their ballot papers. When it's time to vote, vote. Stay with the vote until the results are announced. And those who have the strength, move through collation centers. And I'm sure that if we pay attention, because we, the people, own this democracy, and if we pay attention to the democracy that we own, then, you know, there are all kinds of things people are talking about. They'll rig from the back end, they'll rig from the front end, they'll do this, they'll do that. if the people of Edo State pay specific attention, then all will be fine.
Now that you say that, I do recall the last time you were here, you did raise some concerns about the neutrality of the police and indeed the electoral umpire itself. That's talking about INEC. Do you still have those concerns, or is anything being done to allay your fears that the police will do their job and be as neutral as possible, and of course INEC?
I still have plenty of concerns. But the overriding thing is that the people of Edo State, if they come together to express their will effectively, then those concerns, the risk quotient diminishes. So what we need to do is get our people out. What these other guys want to do is discourage our people from coming out and doing all kinds of shady and funny things, trying to intimidate people. Thugs will be thugs, and they continue behaving like thugs. Agberos will be Agberos, they continue behaving like Agberos. But our people are not daunted, Our people are clear in their mind what they want, and they don't want to leave anything to chance. Everywhere I have been, people are focused and they say clearly that, we will support you, we will vote for you. Even in their sane, quiet moments, they say the same thing and repeat it. And what we've done is that we've told the people, what is it you want? What are the things that bother you? Where are the suffering points? Where are the touch points? These are the things we think we need. We've had serious conversations with our folks. And based on that, we drafted a manifesto that's people-centric. And so we're fairly confident that that manifesto has sold us. But we're very confident that we'll win this election when it is relatively, you can't say everything will be free and fair, but relatively free and fair, because the gap is too wide. So we're confident. For the INEC, there are some things that will bother you. It's not just for you to say that you're going to create a free and fair level playing field, equity, justice. Anybody can mouth all of those adjectives. What is it you're doing? And what is it the people are seeing you do? I think those are the key things. And there are certain body signals from INEC that suggest to us that they may be playing favorites. And it's even worse with the police. And I don't want to rehash because I'll bore people, because it's there. Vanguard, 23rd July, see all the people carrying guns all over the streets of Benin. None of them was ever arrested one day. Rather, PDP supporters, PDP strong men and women who are 200 kilometers away from any sin are the ones that are arrested. People have a short policeman with them, they put him on the back of a bus and parade him like a common thief around the town. What do normal, rational, well-thinking people do? Somebody gets shot, you rush the person to hospital immediately. You don't go around, I really don't understand how some folks think, It kind of just amazes me, And they do all of that. Now the police starts its investigation. The police hasn't asked them one day, how did you carry a man and you're carrying a man around town instead of going to hospital?
All right, Mr. Asue Ighodalo,
They've never asked them. What was the autopsy? Just a minute, ma'am.
Okay,
autopsy report.
Yeah.
The autopsy report, if you check out the autopsy report, you will have an idea of the kind of ballistic that killed that officer. Have they checked it out? Who was carrying that kind of gun? On Vanguard newspaper, in the media, we saw the guys carrying the gun. So who was carrying the kind of gun that killed the folk?
Right. Okay, let me come in
and
again.
Police say
very
they're investigating. They go 200 kilometers away. So go and arrest our guys at 4 a.m. in the morning. So it's difficult in those circumstances for us to think there's a level playing field.
Okay.
Sure, madam. Apologies.
Right. Now, over the weekend, there was a debate organized, of course, in collaboration with or in conjunction with broadcasters organizations of Nigeria, the NUJ and the NEDG. You did not show at that debate. Is there any reason why? Because it looks like a missed opportunity to again give confidence to the people of Edo State that you have well-marshaled plans out. Yeah.
No. I'm really so sorry. We have a few days left on this campaign, so I took a risk up north, and that risk backfired. That's all that happened. I've been debating all my life. I've been debating in secondary school. I've been debating in university. I was a litigator. I've been negotiating. So it's not these folks that I'm up against that will bother me about debating. It's just that I just misfired, and I've apologized to the folks that arranged the debate. More importantly, and fairly, everything I will say at the debate I've repeated time and time and time again. There was an Ighodalo occasion where the candidate of the Labour was pitted against me, and we went through some sort of debate. So it's not an issue for me. And I would prepare, and I had prepared well. I prepared very well, because, I can send a copy of my timetable and schedule to you.
Are you taking advantage of the fact that, when you look at it, most of those who don't show up for debates actually end up winning the election, but that's an aside. Are you concerned that this is a three-horse a three-horse race, and that might reduce your chances?
It's not.
Are you concerned about that?
It's not a three-horse race, ma'am. Ma'am, it's not a three-horse race. It's a two-horse race. It's us and them.
Who is them?
So it's not a three-horse, it's a two-horse race.
So who is them? Who is them?
All the others.
All the others,
including
the Labour Party's Apata or Kwebolo of the APC. He has a federal might behind him.
Including everybody. I've always said it to everybody. God Almighty is always in control. And I said it in my last interview. Exactly where I sit today was where Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu sat in 2003. Exactly the same place. And God worked it for him. If God worked it for him, in spite of what he said was federal might bounding heavily on him, I'm a child of God. God will work it for me, even much better.
Well, politicians always have a way of,
and I know the president quite well.
Talking about God.
The president and I,
right.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I know the president quite well, and I said it that day. There'll be a mischievous smile on his lips, and he'll be saying, see this boy, he won't do politics. And we can do the same way we do now. Because he had asked me, actually, to come into politics in 1998, and I told him I wasn't interested. So I guess there'll be that mischievous smile on his face.
So why are you interested now? Why are you interested now in politics as an economist, a lawyer? You've been on many, boards of organizations and, blue chip companies.
Just in summary.
Yes, very quickly.
Quick summary. In everything I've done, I've positively affected maximum the lives of 10,000 people directly, indirectly, suppliers, distributors, families, farms, and all that. If you're a governor of a state like Edo, a forward-looking, well-structured, digital state, you're going to positively affect the lives of 5 million odd people.
Right.
And what you then do is you hammer. You grow that economy. I keep telling people, when Singapore started its trajectory, what it had wasn't anywhere near what Edo State has today. So I'm supremely confident with the brains we have, with the people we have, with the capacity we have, with the resources we have. Edo State can eliminate suffering.
Well, candidates are usually very confident, during campaigns, before the fact.
Before the difference between
before
me
the takeover,
and other people.
When you get in government, do you have a good understanding, a good grasp of the extent of the challenges that lay ahead of you if you do become a governor? Are you not going to be saying to Nigerians, indeed, the Edo people, that look, with the funds we met on ground, they're not enough. We don't know where we're going to find monies, to build roads. You've promised 500.
Don't eat into my time.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Very quickly. Are we not going to be hearing excuses?
So let me tell you very quickly.
Yeah.
Madam, the people of Edo State elected me not to make excuses. They elected me to make things even better. They elected me to continue from the good works Godwin Obaseki did, improve upon them, bring in new things, make life better for our people, remove suffering and remove those infrastructural issues that we have. That's why they elected me. I'm not coming there to make excuses. Why should I? Never made excuses in my life. What for? By God's grace, I have the capability and the capacity to run a first world Edo State. All those guys in countries that run a first world economies, they were not better than us in class. They weren't. We were smarter than them. but they run first world economies. When our guys go out abroad, we're the most successful immigrant sector. But then we all come back home here and everything kind of breaks apart. So we're clear in our minds. Osarodio and myself, we're focused on building a first world sub-sovereign that will be a pride to every Nigerian. And we're hoping that way, peer pressure, peer drag, peer pull, we pulled some of the other states up, and repeatedly, we pull Nigeria up. So we're confident, and we're truly, truly focused. We're focused on what we're going to do, what we're going to achieve. And all it takes, honestly, a bit of creative thinking, a lot of hard work, a lot of focus, and then your love for the people. You don't want your people to suffer. You don't want your people to cry. You don't want your people to be in pain. That's what it is. What we've had in many years past is that many did not love their people, so they didn't really care. They just did what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do what they wanted to do, period.
Thank you very much, Asue Ighodalo. You seem to be re-echoing what Father Kuka said, that the absence of empathy, that is what is lacking in governance. Empathy.
Correct.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us.
If you're empathetic and you feel,
thank you very much for joining us.
If you feel for your people, you love your people and work for your people.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys, and hope to see you on the field on Saturday.
Take care.
Much.